Good morning, everybody. This is Harry Jacobs, and I am the North of 60 Gamer, and this is the North of 60 Gaming channel, and welcome. Today, we are going to look at Shadowrift. This is a brand new game to me, though it's been out since, I believe, 2016 or 2017. It is a deck builder, probably a forerunner to maybe like Thunderstone Quest or Aeon Flux. You have a market, a static market basically, and you buy games and you buy cards and you fight monsters who are attacking New Haven. You are the heroes. You are going to help the villagers defend from the monsters. You have to seal 2 shadow rifts or build 8 walls around your village. Those are your winning conditions. Anything else basically will kill you. If you have nothing but wounds in your hands, if you have nothing but corpses in your town, people are going to hurt you. Can you defend Shadowrift? Let's find out. Here we are. I have set up Shadowrift. Today we're going from the Meeples of Might collection. We have our Barbarian and our Bard who are going to help us out in the defense of our city. That's just to kind of help me keep track of which deck is which. In theory, this game is simultaneous, so we will play our cards simultaneously. We'll attack monsters, even though I'll be doing it one at a time. In reality, when you're playing multiplayer co-op, you would be playing your cards at the same time, fighting together. Up at the top here is our monster areas, and the monsters will come out over here, and they will move along into the power area. Hopefully we don't get any monsters into the power area. As the monsters progress, we are going to raise our power level. This is the monster power level, and when it reaches a specific level, it is going to trigger a monster. So in this case, this is a 0, and it is the Rain of Fire. And it would go along to the monster start. And then it'll just move along till the end. There's really not a lot here. It has 1 power, and it's just going to be nasty as we get but that would be an example of what it would be. And this is part of the Fire Dragon set. We're going to just put that in here and give that a reshuffle. Not that we don't want that nasty little card, but hey. So we're going to reshuffle them, and we'll start. And we'll talk more about the individual monsters as they come along, and we'll show you how things trigger as they move along. This particular token is actually a tracker, and it keeps track of the heroism cards, and we'll talk more about the heroism cards, but that is the reward for finishing a monster off. There are only 5 per player. Once those are gone, they are gone. This just tracks the last person who's up next. Sorry, this just tracks the next person who is going to get a heroism card. Here are might cards, and we'll talk more about this. This is prowess. This is one of the 3 currencies in the game. You can see, I'll just bring that up. There are 3 currencies. There are coins, prowess, and magic. There are your coins. Coins are hard to get. Here are seals, and we'll be using the seals to seal the shadow rifts. In these cards are shadow rifts, and we have to seal 2 of them. Or build 8 walls. So there are wall cards right here. We can look through those and build walls. Here are corpses. Our burn cards. Those are afflictions that our dragons are going to do to us. Our wound cards. And then here are our typical strike, heal, and might and heroism that always play into the game. And then specifically to this is frenzy, holy aurora, and I'll show this a little bit closer. There's an epic card. Spear volley is a epic card. You can tell an epic card by that little symbol in the top, and we'll talk more about what each card does when we play the game. Thunder strike, wild charge, aurora, armor of mist. Then we have our traveler deck and our villagers deck. what is going to happen is we're going to put out these travelers and the villagers. The villagers are going to help us. Travelers, if they are a red color, they are not so nice. They'll look a little bit like that, and they will go automatically into our town discard, and generally they're not good. The other visitors we can try to buy and put into our deck. If ever there are nothing but corpses here, we lose the game. That is one of the ways to lose the game. But that basically is the setup of the board. In our hand, we have our basic cards. We have a prowess card. That is one of the... We have a strike that does a damage. It does 1 melee damage, and if we can pay 2 prowess, it's range. The difference with the range is every time we attack with a melee damage, we will take a wound card. Wound cards will clog up our hands. And then an explorer. So the explorer allows us to look at the top card of the traveler deck. You may put it on the bottom and put the top card of the monster deck on the bottom if you want to play a coin. Our villagers are going to help us, along with of course, our bard and our barbarian. But that is the basic setup of this game. It takes a few minutes to set up. Now the setup is based on the Dragonfire, and I'll show that a little bit closer, but it is right there. There is your Dragonfire. This tells you all the cards that you need to place on the board. And if we flip this all into the back, you can see there are 6 other scenarios in the rule book, as well as I have a single expansion that adds 2 more monster decks and a couple more villagers and bad things. This is basically the turn order. We're going to draw cards. We're going to refresh the town. We are going to refresh the travelers. The monsters are going to act, which means they're going to move along. Monsters are going to gain power. Every time a monster comes out, we will reset the power. We will add monsters. The heroes will act, and then there's the cleanup. So that is the basic of the game. We'll just put that right there. I'm on fire, help! And that is the basic setup of the game. Fairly simple. We will get a closer look at each card as we buy cards, just so that we can get into the game faster. Just something to note, there is a lot of shuffling and resetting going on in this game. You'll probably see me I'm either going to put it on pause so it looks like it's jumped, or I'm going to speed it up through the game itself, just so that you don't have to sit by me as I go shuffle, 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 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, and reset these decks for our players. So just keep that in mind through this playthrough. I don't know whether we'll play through the whole game or not at this point. We might if it's fast enough. If not, I'm probably going to try to cut it out at 30 or 40 minutes. Again, the game is really pretty simple. I just want to really give you an idea of this game. It has been around for a few years. If it is a good deck builder, from my understanding. I've yet to play it, so this is my first try at it. I did play it on Tabletop Simulator just to get a notion of the game, but we are going to jump in on the physical copy, and let's do our best, folks. If I make a mistake, you'll see it in the subtitles. Usually they will appear down here. If I really make a big booby mistake, I probably will do some weird thing in the video to show, whoops, I made a mistake. Well, which happens. So let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is the draw phase. So our bard is going to shuffle up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and he is going to draw all 5 prowess. So he is going to the market. Our barbarian, I'll just give that a shuffle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, well, he has a strike. We are going to put out our villagers, and they can help us. Each one of us can use one villager at a time. Each one does something a little bit different, and we'll talk about that as we go. Ooh, both really good cards, and I've got the prowess to actually use them. Well, not the I need 2 coins to pick him up. But let's take a look at some of the cards that we've taken. We have the Merchant. He will help us gain a coin. Coins are very hard to get. We have the Guard. He basically jumps in front of monsters, and he'll die before a villager will die. We have a Farmer. He will give us an extra prowess. We have the Child. We can ignore Annihilation Axe while the Child is in play. And Reaction. When another town card will be killed or broken, a guard dies instead. So that's just another guard. So our Bard is going to use the Merchant and to gain a coin. Coins are collective, so we'll just put that in between. Both of us can use coins. Again, this is a cooperative game. We're going to look up over here. He's got 5 prowess. Wow, there's a 4, which is a heal. I like the idea of a spear volley. So he's going to use 1, 2, 3, 4 and buy this spear volley. That's going to, looks like our Bard might be our attacker. Again, this is a epic. You can only have 1 per turn played. So we really don't want to clog up our hand too much with these epics. That's as far as his turn goes. It is now our Barbarian. Strike is useless because there are no monsters out up at this time. He has 4 prowess as well. I think he likes the Armor Miss, but he can't use that. Well, he could have 5 as well, but we have 4. I think he's going to start with this heal. That makes sense. Well, our Barbarian is going to be the healer here. That is the end of the turn. He didn't really need to use any of these at all at this point. So these actually go into the discard pile. We did not buy any of the Traveler. They just go to the bottom of the deck, and we pick out 2 more. We are going to then put out the other. Lots of guards. Oh, the Mayor. And a Stone Mason. Aid. Use it buying a wall to reduce the cost. The Smith pays a coin when attacking, deal 1 damage. The Mayor says you can play an extra magic epic. And then the 2 guards who like to throw themselves in front of the monsters. We are then going to the Monsters Act. We have no monsters. We're going to turn a monster here. We're actually going to also... We should have moved that up. So our first monster is a 7 from the first turn. So we should have actually had the Monsters Act, which they didn't. The monsters gain power, which they didn't. And add monsters. We have nothing to add at this point. So actually at this point we should be sitting at 4. When the monster here hits 7, we will put him out on the track. Our first monster is a Lava Swimmer. And when he gets to here, he's going to kill a Sage-like character. He's going to break a wall, or each hero discards 2 cards or gains a burn. So now that we've got the turn order straight, let's go on to our Barbarian again. He has an Explorer, 2 prowess, has 2 strikes which are useless. He's going to use his Explorer action, which allows him to take the top card of this deck. And I think he's just going to leave the Prince just where he is. He has 2 prowess. So he is going to pick up a Might card. Now, a Might card is a one-time use prowess that will go back unless you pay for a effect that is sitting out here. Some auroras and some effects are ongoing that you have to pay a prowess for. So he's going to put that into his deck. We're going to take our last 5 cards for the Barbarian. He's got 3 prowess, a useless strike. We know that the prince is on top, so we certainly aren't going to use that. Pay 1 for attacking, deal damage, and when you buying a wall. So we have 3 prowess. So what? We might take a holy once per round. You may prevent a hero from gaining a wound. I think he's going to go for a frenzy. And he'll put that into his deck. Now we're on the cleanup phase. So again, we're going to have to do some shuffling. So I did check the rules, and actually the cards do go on the bottom. That's fine. We have the Prince and the Pilgrim, which we expected. We have 5 new cards. We have the Child out, the Smith, the Mayor, and the Farmer, who gives you an extra prowess. Then we're going to shuffle up our hands. Now, whoops! One of the things with these cards as we shuffle them is that there is no way to get rid of cards at this point. So there are no deck thinners here. So again, we have to be careful that we don't clog up our hands too much. Okay. With stuff that may or may not be useful, especially at the very beginning when we're just sort of building out what's going on here. Anyway, there we go. We'll start at the top here just to make sure we do it right. So we're going to draw our 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these will be our 5 cards of play. I'll shuffle these up just to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next is we will refresh our travelers, which we already did. So we're going to be doing most of that speeding up. The monster we don't act. Nothing is to act yet. They gain power. At this point, it's 2 per player. 1, 2. So he is going to be out next turn. We are going to add a monster, which we're not going to do yet. And then the heroes act, starting with our bard. What do we got here? Well, he has a spear volley, which is not very useful at this point. So he'll just put that off to the side. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 prowess. And just to note, these little sword symbols down here gives us those are the basic cards. Now there are seals in the first. I don't think we need a seal at this point. I'd like to get a magic into our hands, so we're going to take a Holy Aurora. There we go. And then we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoops. 5. So he has an explore action. He has a strike, which is useful. He has an explore action. So we can look at the top card. It's a baker. Oh, that's a good one. Which he used as explore action. He has 3 prowess. We can't afford to buy any of these. You go for strike. It's about the only card. There's always might. Or we have a heroism. We only get that for rewards. So you can go frenzy or strike. I think we're going strike. And that's his turn. It is cleanup phase. So we're going to do all the cleanup really quickly here. Then we are going to Monsters Act. There's nothing for the monsters to do. Monster gains power. That takes us past the 7. So we are actually going to put our monster here, and the next monster will get ready. He is going to be a 5. He is a Curious Drake. One thing to mention, he is 7 life, and our worm here, our Lava Swimmer, is a 10 life monster. And you can see this is going to add, if he ever gets here, he's going to add an extra 3, and if we kill him, we're actually going to get 3 heroisms cards between us. So we've put out our monster. The monster has moved from here to here. Now we're going to act. So let's see what we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, and explore. Oh, we forgot to put visitor cards out. Oh no. There's our first Vagrant. He is going to go. A hero may pay 1 coin to put the Vagrant at the bottom of the deck. These basically clog up our hands along with our corpses. If that card comes out and we have nothing but those cards out, we are going to die a miserable death. The monsters will have destroyed the city. We can afford the Baker, but I can't. Okay, so we can't afford the Baker. So what do we have? We have a strike. So he is going to hit him for 1. Now he also has to take a wound card now. But we have a 1-on-1 kill on him, an explore action. Aha! Perfect. That's going to go to the bottom of the deck. He's going to make use of the merchant and gain another coin. He has 3 prowess. We're really going to want to up our game here. I think he's going to take a frenzy. Whew. Yeah, we'll see. See if that works out for us. Next up is our barbarian. He also has a strike. So he is going to take his strike and deal 1 damage to him. And we have 4 prowess. I think he likes the idea of Holy Aurora. Aura, I should say. So he's going to put that in his thing. And we have, I'm buying a wall card, the guards. That is the end of the turn. You can see how quick these turns go. Okay, we are back to the refresh page. I'm just going to put it on pause, so you don't have to see anything. I have now played out. We have 4 guards and a stonemason, which is not really going to help us much. Oops, got to put our visitors out. Uh-oh, the heretic. Oh no, 2 of these guys are going into our pile there. We're going to have to do something about them as we go. Okay, we have the monster act. So the monster acts, they don't do anything here. What do the monsters do? Oh, we're going to move our monster here. That's his first. And then you can see he is going to kill a sage. I don't have any, so that doesn't really affect us. This is really set back to 0 due to this guy. And we're just going to move this up 2. Because there's 2 players. So if we had 4 players, it'd actually move up 4. So the more players, the more monsters come out quicker. So I picked our card up for our Bard, which is great. We have a Frenzy. Once per round, you may discard a wound when attacking in melee. Unfortunately, we don't have any wounds. He does have a strike, so he is going to hit him for another one. So we have 3. Whether or not we're going to be able to kill him before he gets to the end of the track is debatable. He does take a wound card. We are not maintaining a skill. We have 3 prowess. His frenzy is useless. What are we going to pick up for 3 frenzy? I really think we're going to have to do something. We're going to pick up a strike. What is our barbarian going to do? Well, he's got heals, and so he's got a frenzy, useless. Heal and affliction. I don't have an affliction. We have 2 prowess and a holy aurora. Once per turn, you may prevent a hero from gaining a wound. If you do, draw a card. So actually, he could have played that, and we would have prevented this wound here. Because he took the 1. So actually, in actual fact, yeah, because he got the wound, right? So he could have prevented this wound, actually. So I made a mistake, folks. So because it's simultaneous, I should have actually gone with him first. He would have played his wound card. He has 2. So you can pick up another might, or pay for the Holy War to stick around for one turn. I think you pay the 1, which means he doesn't really have anything to do this turn, and that is it. So keep in mind that this is simultaneous movement, so I just took a step back, and I'll just have to be more aware that they play in that order. There's really nothing more I can do here, so we're going to put it on pause and do our thing. So I have refreshed everything, put out 2 new travelers. So the first thing to do is the monsters are going to act. So he's going to come along here, and it says, break a wall. Well, I have no walls. This monster hasn't really done anything for us, but it's not helping either, because we're coming close, and I need to do 7 more damage to him. This is going to go up 2. Next turn, he is going to be out on the board. It is now around to our Bard. We have a wound card, which isn't helpful. He's got the Explorer card, and he's got a strike. So let's just see. Well, he'll use his Explorer card and take a look at what's on the top here. Nope, he's good. What is it? 3, the Bard. Ooh, I like Bards. He says, yes, I like Bards because I'm a Bard myself. The wound card I can't do anything about. We have 2 prowess and a strike. I could do it as a ranged. Well, I think that's what he's going to do. He's going to do it as a range. He is now 4 out of the 10. Really not doing very well here. We have a merchant. He's going to make use of the merchant. And gains another coin. I think we're going to take a look at some loot here. So we either have the Armor Mist. Whenever you gain a wound, draw a card. And the Shining Blade. You play an extra epic attack each round. You may discard this loot from play when attacking to deal +2 damage. We may need him. And he is 3 coins. However, we have 2 strikes. 1, 2. So that is good news. So we're going to put 2 more strikes. There's hope. There's hope that we can off him before he gets to us. He's got 6. We have 3 prowess. I think he's going to spend the 3 coins to take the Shining Blade. That's a bit of a risk. Okay, and then we have 3 prowess. Oh, and I forgot, of course. Oh, we have that out, so he doesn't have to. So when he did this, he doesn't have to take a wound. Just to remind you that he didn't have to take a wound here because the Aura is out. Aura. I have problems with language, obviously. I think what we're going to do is, I don't know if we're on a frenzy, a heal an affliction from any discard pile. That's an epic. I think I want to go with another strike. So that is the turn. So I'm going to do my magic. Okay. Now we are Monsters Act. He is going to move along here. And it says each hero discards 2 cards or gains a burn. Wow. Well, I think he'll discard 2 cards. We certainly don't want a problem. Oh, and this goes up by 2. 1, 2. That is now triggered, and he goes into the pile. Each hero discards loot from play or gains a burn. So this is going to get really not nice very, very quickly. Let us see what we have here. Okay, not much. I don't think he's going to kill this guy. No. So he's going to use his Holy Aura. Doesn't really need it. But he could prevent him from taking a wound. He's going to use his spear volley to take 1. He's going to use his last prowess to let us draw a card. This is going to be an important draw, because if I get a card that allows me to do some damage, we might be able to take him out. He is at 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. Oof. And he's going to go a prowess, which is absolutely useless to us, other than to maintain that. It is now our barbarian. He can explore. It is the Gravedigger to return a corpse. He's going to be a good one to get. Should add use of a prowess. So he's going to strike for 1. He's going to strike for 1, even though it's pretty much... Actually, he's going to start on him rather than this guy, because we're not going to be able to kill him. So we're going to start there. He's going to explore. He's good. We don't have a wound in our hand. I don't really care about that. Okay, attack is ranged instead. We have 2 prowess. We can use the farmer for 3 prowess. Wow, I really gotta get these strikes up, eh? Unless I can... The heretic, you must pay a coin to get rid of him. The child, if it's an annihilation. We'd like to get a war, and we're going to have eventually a seal. But anyway, I've got 3 prowess. We're going to grab a strike, I guess. Whew. That is the end of the turn. We didn't really do particularly any damage to him. It is now time for the cleanup phase. I'm going to clean up. So, also at this point, as you can see, it's gone up to 5. There's a 5 there. He is actually in the start area. This is going to be very, very difficult now to get past. Well, let's just see what we're going to do this turn. We have lots of prowess. We have a strike. I think he's going to try to buy a coin for 2. He's going to strike for 1. And I think he's going to... He doesn't really need this at this point. I think a might would be, well, who do we have to help? Our mayor can help us. We can play an extra. He doesn't really help us. So I would guess that this is all going to go away. We're going to go to our barbarian. Oh, he's got a heal. Heal an affliction from any discard pile. Well, I don't have any afflictions in the discard pile. He's got 2 strikes. Did we have a strike here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, we actually did. So he actually has to take a wound card. He's going to take 2 strikes. On 1 melee, we only have to take 2. So we'll do that. But we can prevent a wound. So actually, we'll only take 1. He doesn't have any magic. He's got 2 prowess at this point. So he's prevented, he's hit his strike. He prevented once per turn, so he's already prevented. Nope, he can prevent his wound here for his 2 strikes. That's right, okay. So because he played 2 strike cards, he's going to go 2. He prevents the wound with his holy. He's going to buy a might. And he can heal an affliction, which doesn't help us. Okay. That is the end of the turn. And we flipped this up because I forgot. We are going to now do our clean. And we're ready to go for the next turn. Boy, I'd love to buy this guy if I could get that. I don't know. We'll have to see what we do here. The Explorer would be really nice because he aids. Let's just see. Well, we're going to explore. You can take the top card here and the Prince. We'll leave the Prince here. We have 2 strikes. Now, he didn't save his Aurora, so actually his Aurora goes to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he's going to spend 2 strikes. He's going to take a wound. But we do 2 more damage to our Drake. Oh, and we forgot to do the different things we're supposed to do. He's going to move over to the 2 spot, which is he's going to kill anybody with a... Oh, the merchant dies. So now we get a corpse card. So we added our corpse. We are going to move along our sprite, and it says each must discard a spell or gains a burn. Now I don't know whether or not... I don't think we had a spell here. No. So he's going to gain a burn. That's not nice. I don't know if this guy has a spell. Nope, he does not. So he too is going to gain a burn. That is an affliction. He has 2 prowess here at this point. He's going to buy a coin. It is our barbarian's turn. He is going to use the strike to do 1 damage to him. That is 7 damage. So he's going to come off. He doesn't make it. Yay! We've actually killed 1 monster, who then goes to the bottom of the deck. So we may see him depending on how far this game goes. We also forgot to move that up. So we would have moved up 5 because of the monster here. We seem to be skipping steps, guys. Sorry. Again, this is really the first time I'm playing it physically. His next, he's done his 2 strikes. What has he got now? He's got a shining blade, which doesn't help him. He does have a smith, a guard, a stonemason, and the child. There's no annihilations going on here. I would love to get the witch. The witch would cost me 4. But no coin. So I only have 3 and a coin. I think we need a heal. That's a 4. Stonemaster child. The smith. Pay a coin to do +1 damage. Wow. I don't really have a lot here that I can do. Don't really want another Holy Aurora. Shield's going to cost me 4. I really don't want to waste this. Hate to just buy another strike. Do I have a magic card? No, I don't. I was going to say, if I had a magic card. But oh, and something I forgot. Sorry, guys. So we are going to take 3 heroism cards, and we're going to start from the guy who killed it. 1. We're going... Not here. It's going to go 1, 2, 3. So it goes 1, 2, 3. So there's 3 actually. It's 1, 2, 3. He's actually going to be the next one to gain it first. So by the time the game ends, we both should have 5 heroism cards. Okay. Whew. It still doesn't solve the problem of what do I do with 3 only? Well, you know what? He's going to take a chance, and he's going to buy another coin, I think. And that gives us some coin, and that's going to give us a chance to buy some loot or a nice pilgrim. That is the end of his turn. Again, we are ready to rock and roll. Hopefully we can get rid of this, or we're just going to have monster after monster after monster come out. But it's time to refresh the board. So we're going to stop play right here, and then we're going to have an extended play. Towards the end of the extended play, we're going to have my final thoughts. So I will mark that. I will put the link to the extended play and the final thoughts in the thumbnail at the end. Also with the subscribe. So if if you want to see how this ends, and I'll give you a big hint, it ends terribly for me. Me and my meeples of might are going to go off and spend the next 5 or 6 hours editing this all up and putting it all together for you. And I hope you'll join us for the extended version of this game. Thank you.